Hi guys, this is Quadratics 7 notes. So the first ones we want to warm up with is we want to break these down. So I know that 24, the biggest perfect square is 4, so that's going to come out to 2 root 6. 56, I believe 4 is also going to work. Let's see, 56. 4 times 14, so I'm going to get 2 root 14 there. Root 98 breaks down to 49 times 2, which is 7 root 2. 135 divided by, let's see, maybe 135 times what? It's going to break down to 9 times 15. Square root of 9 is 3, so 3 root 15. Then when I have in parentheses, that's going to give me positive 36. This will give me positive 36. This will give me positive 121. This will also give me positive 121. Where you have to remember is if these are not in parentheses, then we would have had negative answers. So as we go down these, we start taking the square root of both sides. We have to realize we have both a positive and a negative component, so we get plus or minus 7. Same thing here. If I take the square root of both sides, I get x equals plus or minus 10. There's two components. There's a positive and a negative. And then we start solving these. If I subtract 6 from both sides, that's going to give me x squared equals 45. Take the square root of both sides. So I'm going to get plus or minus 45 breaks down to 9 times 5. So that'll become 3 root 5. On this one, I'm going to divide both sides by 4 first. Equals plus or minus 25 over 4 once I do the square root, right? So that's going to give me x equals plus or minus 5 over 2. All right, number 5, we're going to subtract 3 from both sides first. Divide each side by 16. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 16 is 4. For number 6, we're going to subtract 4 from both sides first. So that's going to give me negative 45. Divide each side by negative 5. So that's positive 9 root root. So I'm going to get x equals plus or minus 3. Let's divide both sides by 5 on this one first. Square root of both sides. So I'm going to get plus or minus root 6 over 5. Let's multiply top and bottom by root 5. So that's going to give me plus or minus root 30 over root 25, which is 5. And that's done. Number 8, we're going to subtract 5 from both sides first. So that's going to give me 28. Take the square root of both sides. So that's going to give me plus or minus square root of 28. 28 breaks down to 4 and 7. So that'll be 2 root 7. So I'll subtract 1 from that, so I get negative 1 plus or minus 2 root 7. Number 9, we're going to add 1 to both sides first. Divide each side by 2. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. Root 18 breaks down to 9 and 2. So I'm going to get x minus 4 equals plus or minus 3 root 2. Add 4 to both sides. Number 10, I'm going to divide both sides by 4 first. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. 8 breaks down to 4 times 2, so that's going to give me plus or minus 2 root 2. Subtract 3. It's done. Let's run through. This is the homework. If you're just utilizing this without practicing it, that doesn't mean you know it. It just means you're copying off of me. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Don't forget plus minus. 20 is going to break down to 4 times 5, so I'm going to get 2 root 5. Take the square root of both sides of this one, so I'm going to get x is equal to plus or minus 4 over 3 because square root of 16 is square root of 3. Take square root of both sides of this one. I'm going to get plus or minus 11 root 5. We don't want a radical on the bottom, so multiply top and bottom by root 5. So I'm going to get root 55 on top, root 25 on bottom, which is just 5, and that's our answer. We're going to add 5 to both sides on this one first. Multiply both sides by 2. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. 24 breaks down to 4 and 6, which is going to be 2 root 6. So plus or minus 2 root 6. Number 5, we're going to add 2 to both sides first. Divide each side by 3. Take the square root. Don't forget the plus minus. 27 is going to break down to 9 times 3, which is going to give me 3 root 3. On number 6, let's multiply both sides by 4 first. Take the square root of both sides. 80 breaks down to 16 times 5, so that's going to give me plus or minus 4 root 5. Number 7, we're going to add 10 to both sides first. Divide each side by 3. So 54 divided by 3 is 18. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. 18 breaks down to 9 times 2, so that's going to give me plus or minus 3 root 2. Let's take the square root of both sides on this one. So I'm going to get square root of both sides. So I'm going to get plus or minus 10. Add 4 to both sides. 4 plus or minus 10. So 4 plus 10 is 14, and 4 minus 10 is negative 6. So if you can work them out, go with that. Number 9, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides first. Divide each side by 2. So that's going to give me 48. Square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus minus. 48 is going to break down to 16 times 3. So that's going to give me plus or minus 4 root 3. And then subtract 5 from that. So negative 5 plus or minus 4 root 3. Number 10, we're going to add 11 to both sides. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget the plus or minus. So root. So that's going to break down to 4 times 6, which is going to be 2 root 6. Add 2 to both sides. 2 plus or minus 2 root 6. All right, set the equation equal to 0. Okay, so if we set it equal to 0, that means I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides of here. So that's going to give me x plus 4 quantity squared minus 9. And they want us to put it in standard form, so x plus 4 times x plus 4 minus 9. So that's going to give me x squared plus 4x plus 4x, which is 8x plus 16. 16 minus 9 is minus 7, so that's our standard form. Convert to vertex form. Oh wait, I think it would. Oh, and then write in intercept form what two numbers multiply together to give me negative 7. That's not going to work. Never mind. All right, we will graph this in class, so keep an eye out when we work on this. Solve by factoring. We're going to subtract 4 from, or we're going to get that's going to give me 3x plus 2 and 3x minus 2, which gives me x equals negative 2 over 3 and x equals positive 2 over 3. Solve both sides by taking the square root, so I'm going to get 9x squared equals 4. Divide each side by 9. Square root both sides. Don't forget the plus minus, so x equals plus or minus 2/3. And that's the same answer. And it's the same answer on both. Okay, I just haven't broken up. Okay, this is going to be the next lesson, quad 8, so make sure we're on the same page when you're doing this. Convert to standard form, so we're going to multiply out first. So that's going to give me 2 times x squared minus 5x plus 1x minus 4x minus 5. Distribute 2 over to everything, so I'm going to get 2x squared minus 8x minus 10. we convert this to standard form. We're going to FOIL that out. So I'm going to get x squared minus 3x minus 3x minus 6x plus 9 minus 2. And then go ahead and combine like terms. And convert to intercept form. So let's factor it with two numbers multiplied together to give me negative 20 and add together to give me positive 8. And it's going to be negative 10 and positive 2. So that's converted for you. All right, so this is going to give me x squared plus 4x plus 4. If you FOIL it out, this will give me x squared minus 14x plus 49. When you FOIL it out, this will give me x squared plus, oops, that's going to be a minus. That's a minus 10x plus 25. This will give me an x squared plus 8x plus 16. So these are perfect square quadratics. We'll deal with those in a bit. They are called perfect square trinomials because the quantity is squared, get the trinomials. And we work through doing all this. All right, so we want to complete the square on these. So follow my directions what I do. Okay, we're going to complete the square. So x squared plus 6x, make a space, equals 0. Okay, we're then going to say, okay, this sign comes down. What's half of 6? That's 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. If I add 9, I'm going to have to add 9 to this side. And then this right here is the same thing as x plus 3 times x plus 3. We have plus 2, so we subtract 2, so that's going to be equal to 7. Actually, so we have the plus 2 equals positive 9. Subtract 9, so x plus 3 quantity squared minus 7. That's our complete square. We want to solve these. Let me read the directions. Okay. We didn't solve that one, but we'll solve the next one. So if we complete the square, so x squared minus 2x. Actually, let's move the 47 over by negative 47 over by adding it. All right, so ready? That sign comes through. Half of 2 is 1. So 1 squared is 1. If I add 1, I'll add 1 over here. So that's going to give me 48. Root. Don't forget the plus minus. 18 or 48 breaks down to 16 times 3, which is going to give me plus or minus 4 root 3. And then we'll add 1 to both sides. All right, if we want to complete the square on this, just go ahead and make a space. It's already equal. All right, so x, that sign comes down. Half of 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49. So if I add 49 to both sides, that's going to give me 181. Root, don't forget the plus minus. Square root of 81 is 9. So if we add 7 to both sides, we'll get 7 plus 9, which is 16, and 7 minus 9. Or 7 minus 9 is negative 2. So there's my two answers. And continue with the same thing with these. All right. So then we want to start converting to vertex form. So we're not going to set it equal to 0. We're just going to follow my directions. X squared plus 6x, make a space. Okay, so that sign comes down. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. If I add 9, I'm also going to subtract 9. So this is my perfect square. So I'm going to get to there, and it's done. Okay, that's called vertex form. On this one, we're going to just keep the negative 47 on the same side, but I'm just going to make a space. Okay, so I'm going to go, that sign comes down. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. If I add 1, I'll have to subtract 1. So I get to negative 48. Now it's in vertex form. All right, try one more. Make it in vertex form. So I'm going to keep it as x squared plus 10x. I'm going to move the 12 over me in space. Okay. That sign comes down. Half of 10 is 5. 5 squared is 25. I add 25. I'm also going to subtract 25. That's my perfect square. So that's minus 13 when I combine those together. Last one. make a space. Okay, so x squared minus half of 12 is 6. Square 6, that's 36. If I add 36, I'll subtract 36. Oops. That didn't have to happen. So subtract 36, so that's going to give me negative 8, and there's our answer. Okay, so if we want to solve by completing square, that's where we move the c term over. Okay, this is your homework, so make sure you're trying it. Equals 24, leave the space. Okay, parentheses, that sign comes down, half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. If I add 16 to the left side, I'll add it to the right side. So lines up to being 40. Root, root, don't forget the plus minus. 40 breaks down to 4 times 10, so that's going to give me plus or minus 2 root 10. Subtract 4 from both sides. Okay, next one, we're going to subtract the 1, bring it over here. Okay, so p plus half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Add 9, that's equal to 8. Root, root, don't forget the plus minus. Plus or p plus 3 equals 8 breaks down to 4 and 2, which is plus or minus 2 root 2. I'm going to subtract 3. There we go. All right, number 3, move the 23 over by subtracting it. Leave the space. Okay, we're going to set up our thing. That sign comes down. Half of 12 is 6. 6 squared is 36. Add 36 to both sides. Notice I'm adding it to both sides of the equal sign, so that's then 13. Root, root. X plus 6 equals plus or minus root 13. Subtract 6, so negative 6 plus or minus root 13. Number 4, I'm going to move the 34 over by subtracting it. Okay, r, that sign comes down. Half of 12 is 6. 6 squared is 36. If I add 36 and add 36, it's going to give me 2. Root, root, don't forget the plus minus. R minus 6 equals plus or minus root 2. Add 6 to both sides. Now we want to go to vertex form, so we're not going to move the constant over. We're just going to the other side. We're going to just make a space. Okay, so we're going to take plus sign comes down. Half of 7 is, or half 14 is 7. 7 squared is 49. If I add 49, I'm also going to subtract 49. That's going to give me that. Now we're in vertex form. I don't know why there's an equal sign there. We're going to get rid of that. So this one, we are going to make our space. Okay, so we're going to take this sign straight down. Half 16 is 8. 8 squared is 64. If I add it, I will also subtract 64. We're in vertex form. Okay, so these just come straight down here and there. All right, we want to make this in vertex form. So I'm going to move the 4 over by subtracting it first, but I'm also, so I'm subtracting 4, I'm going to leave the space. All right, and so this sign always is the same. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. If I add 9, I also subtract 9. That's my perfect square, so that's going to give me negative 16. We're in vertex form. On this one, I'm going to go y equals x squared plus 7x. Make a space. All right, we're going to be cautious here. Watch what I'm going to do. X plus half of 7 is 7 over 2. Don't make it 3.5. Keep it as 7 over 2. 7 over 2 times 7 over 2 is 49 over 4. If I add it, I will also subtract it. Okay. So if I go negative 8 minus 49 divided by 4, it's negative 8 minus 49 over 4. And math, fraction, enter. That's going to give me negative 81 over 4. That's in vertex form. So
you can leave those fractions. Trust me, leave them as fractions. Don't convert them to decimals. It'll help you later. All right, so that'll help. We're going to have a review next week. Remember, we will have a test coming up right before a break. Have a great day, everybody. Take care of one another.